All right, so everyone, like I had mentioned previously, I'm going to start doing some product reviews. I did order a couple things that I didn't necessarily need, but I did want to try because it's something I would use on a daily basis, or quite often. So the first one we have is a Panaline accent color by Tamiya. Now, this has been around a while. However, it is just recently available in the US. I got this off of eBay. Very quick shipping. I actually got it within a couple days. I think I ordered it maybe Friday. So today's Monday. Got it real quick. So that's awesome. I get to show you what it looks like on the torpedo bomber engine that we just completed last week. So we got this. It smells like a lacquer. So any kind of thinner, it's probably gonna be a lacquer thinner as far as what I can tell so far. The other one is a plastic putty by Vallejo. Now the reason why I got this one is because I did happen to see someone using it, and they used water to clean it up as far as the excess, and it went on really smooth because of that. With the squadron stuff that I would normally use, this is a chemical base, so you can't use water or really any kind of thinner to really clean it up easy. So I'm gonna try the Vallejo and see if it works better than this. Obviously, I still have a huge amount of this left, so I'll just have to try to use it up. But I wanted to give this a try, and since we get some planes ready, this would be a good opportunity to try to use this. It does come in a pointed tip, so that'll make it easy for applying versus like the squadron where it's just a wide tip. It'll make it a lot easier to apply using this tube than it will the squadron tube. However, the big thing is this tube here costs probably as much as this tube. I don't remember what I purchased this tube for, but I want to say that they were about the same cost. But I have a feeling I'll probably like this the Vallejo more. So we'll use that here in a bit. With this accent, the line accent, I did use a tiny bit of it already, and I'll try to show it on camera a little bit. Get up close, but this I figured it'd be a good example because of the cooling fins. So one thing I noticed is when you touch it, it expands in that crevice really fast, and it doesn't take much to apply it at all. You can kind of see that it's going on really good, nice and thick, but not too thick. We can see just by a couple touches there that inner part of the where the propeller is going to go is nice and dark already. Once it dries, it's going to tone down quite a bit. I already touched it a little bit before, and you can barely notice that it was there. But so far, it looks really good. This bottle should go a long way. And kind of the same thing on this set of cooling fans here. You can see that it's quite darker than the rest. It's kind of hard to see because it's silver and the light is shining on it pretty good. But you can see that it's going on really well. It's doing a very good job of darkening the lines. Now we'll see what happens when it dries and see if it stays thick on there or if it kind of dissipates a little bit. But I can see a huge difference when applying this versus my old method of just thinning down tube oil paints. I think that this is going to work out really well for me. So we'll see how it goes in the coming projects to see if it's worth continuing to use. This bottle here is purchased online on eBay from a model store. They priced it at $7. So if you go to a hobby store, you could expect to pay roughly that much, depending on your hobby store, of course. So there's that. Now we're going to just do a quick piece here. I don't want to go too crazy on it because, well, the amount of parts I really have readily available is not a whole lot, but we are going to just do up one quick piece, see how it turns out. If I can find something without having to pull out the whole plane, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. So let's pull this out here. You'll have to excuse the blue tape. It's kind of holding the wings where they need to be, so that way they don't fall apart. But we're going to just hit the top portion here. Let's see. We'll hit that top portion there. Just find something to prop this up with. Let me prop it up with this. This will work. And it's kind of glared out, but let me try to tone down the white a little bit. Let's tone. There we go. I'm going to just tone down this a little bit so it cuts down on the glare. So I'm going to hit this panel line right here where the fuselage halves would meet. So I'm actually opening this up for the first time, so you're going to see it as I see it for the very first little bit. So like I said, this is a water base. So this will not take much at all to work with. So the first thing is going to be to cut the top off, or the tip of this off, right here. All right, so it's a nice squeeze tube. Let's see what happens here when we apply it. I suppose it would help if I punctured this. I completely forgot that they do that. All right. So here we go. Oops. So it's quite a bit thinner than what would be the squadron putty I used. Went on a lot smoother, a lot nicer. So we're just gonna try a couple ways here. You can see that it spreads pretty good just taking your finger across it even. It's not chalky like the squadron stuff gets. So that's one way of cleaning it up as well. And just by that, it actually filled that up pretty well. Evan, what's up? But let's try something else. Let's put this on here. I want to see what it does with a little bit of, tiny bit of water. Yeah, so it actually goes on there very well. It's not a huge gap, so it's not really a good example. But I'm gonna take this one back here, right along this edge here. It's got a decent gap, and just before this turret, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like afterwards. This one's got a noticeable gap right through here that you'll be able to see. So let me hit that one real quick, see what it does there. Oops. I don't like using the wet towel too much because it practically wipes it right out. But it would be a good option for if you have to fill a deep gap. It'll take away any excess on the outside of it. But taking my finger across it, it removes it pretty well, and I can see that it's filling that gap. It fills it really well. So overall, I will probably stick with this Vallejo plastic putty. So far, with a little bit that I used of it, without like going in depth on it, I like it more than the chemical-based Squadron putty. This stuff, it dries quick, and you can't really clear it off very well, other than sanding, of course, which is fine. But this stuff here, I can put it in with very little excess on the outside. It goes right in the gap. You can clean it off on the outside. So I'm going to start using this pretty much exclusively, even though I might be paying more for the little bit that it is. But I feel that I'll probably save quite a bit on this too. So that does it as far as the two reviews I have. Now I did get a couple other things that I'm not quite ready to do yet. The one is Vallejo's surface primer in black. I'll probably try the white as well. The other one is airbrush flow improver, which we will be attempting on the next time I airbrush. So the next time I have to use these two products is going to be when this is ready to start paint. So we'll get going on that here soon.